Thank you for joining us on the news in Africa and the world. But first, Lesotho Prime Minister Thomas Thabane announced his exit before the May 22nd deadline after pressure to do so because of the accusations linking him to the murder of his ex-wife in 2017. Months of political uncertainty has come to an end. He lost his majority in parliament last week when the coalition backing him fell apart and a new government is expected to be installed on Friday. The 80-year-old's current wife, with whom he was living at the time of the murder, was charged in connection with the killing in February. The pair have denied any involvement, equally saying it is politically motivated. The International Criminal Court has rejected a multi-million euro compensation claim by former Congolese vice president who was cleared of war crime charges after spending a decade in the court custody. Jean-Pierre Bemba's lawyers had sought nearly 70 million euros in compensation for unlawful detention, legal fees, and losses due to the alleged mismanagement of assets seized by the court. On Monday, the judges ruled out that no grave and manifest miscarriage of justice occurred and rejected the claims. Bemba, a successful businessman and opposition politician before his arrest in 2008, was acquitted in 2018 of crimes committed by members of a militia group under his command. The judges said that because of his court no legal limit on how long proceedings can last, they could not compensate Bemba for his 10-year stint in the United Nations Detention Unit. In Burkina Faso, after complaints that the first version did not resemble the revolutionary African icon Thomas Sankara, the country has unveiled a new statue more than a year later in the capital Ouagadougou at the Thomas Sankara Memorial, on the very site where he was assassinated in 1987. The Foreign Affairs Minister in an interview said it was hard to say whether one can 100% capture the hero, but what they now have represents him, and that's what matters the most. Thomas Sankara, an icon for many young Africans in the 1980s, came to power in 1983 and adopted radical left-wing policies and sought to reduce government corruption. He shared the country's colonial name to Upper Volta and renamed it to Burkina Faso, which means the land of the upright men. Morocco is to extend its national lockdown to contain the spread of the coronavirus until June 10, the Prime Minister announced yesterday. He provided scientific explanations on the state of the COVID-19 pandemic, exposing extremely positive indicators in terms of controlling the spread. Saad Din El Othmani reported that a new platform will be launched for citizens who feel that they have not received the compensation when they were eligible. Morocco had confirmed 6,930 coronavirus cases, including 192 deaths as of the delivery of this report, as the rise of hotspots within families and factories complicates efforts to curb the infections. Over to Europe, French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel presented a joint plan to spur EU recovery from the COVID-19 crisis after weeks of debate over how to deploy billions of euros needed to end a painful recession. In a joint video conference, Macron and Merkel called for the creation of a 500 billion euro recovery fund able to offer grants to countries and regions hardest hit by the coronavirus crisis. The two biggest European countries, whose agreement usually paved the way for broader EU deals, proposed that the European Commission borrow the money on behalf of the whole EU and spend it as an additional top-up to the 2021-2027 EU budget that is already close to 1 trillion euros over that period. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres censured some countries for dismissing the advice of the World Health Organization during the novel coronavirus pandemic as members work on the joint response to COVID-19 and sought assurance that a future vaccine will be available to all. Calling for an end to the hubris, Antonio Guterres said the pandemic should serve as a wake-up call to the world, which needs to be more united in its response to the crisis. Speaking by a video link, a wide range of country leaders and health ministers hailed the WHO's effort to coordinate the response and urge more funding and stronger support for the UN agency. Washington is locked in an increasing bitter spat with Beijing, where the pandemic began late last year. Over to the US, President Donald Trump has said that for a couple of weeks he has been taking a malaria drug as a defense against COVID-19, despite warning from his administration that it is dangerous. He said he was taking hydroxychloroquine, a malaria and lupus medication, in response to the coronavirus threat. But the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, has been warning since April that the drug should not be used for that purpose because it could cause irregular heartbeats and other cardiac trauma. The 73-year-old president, who is tested daily for the virus, was hosting a meeting devoted to the struggling restaurant industry when he caught reporters unaware by revealing he was taking the drug. And as governments across Europe try to salvage what they can of the tourist season, Greece has reopened the Acropolis as well as all of its outdoor archaeological sites. 60 days after it closed to the public, the world-famous hill is now again ready to welcome visitors from all over the world. However, this summer will be different. Only a limited number of tourists will be allowed on the Acropolis, and they will have to respect physical distancing rules. Museums, however, will have to await until June 5. President Katerina Sakellaropoulou was among the first visitors to the ancient Greek complex overlooking the capital. The International Monetary Fund has warned that Greece is likely to be the EU country the worst hit by the economic fallout from the pandemic. That's it. Thank you for watching the news on DBS Television. Don't go away. Information continues. Until we meet, do take care and stay safe.